The new My Little Pony special came out, and it appears to be something of a pilot for the series. I'll say the quality of this special is important, because it's our first real look into how good the series will be. More than the movie or Tell Your Tale, this special is indicative of the future of G5. So, how does it hold up? Okay, I've already slammed on the animation in 2 separate videos. It still sucks, but I'm not going to bother talking about it more. But now I gotta slam on the voice acting. This is bizarre to me, because I thought most of the voice actors sounded just fine in Tell Your Tale, but they are so bad here. Every scene, there's a few lines where the delivery is just off, like they're saying everything sarcastically. Honestly, what it sounds like to me is if the voice actors got their lines one sentence at a time on separate little pieces of paper that were scrambled out of order so they had no context to anything they were saying. The voice actors just had to imagine what emotion to attach to each line, and often they got it wrong. I know that's not actually what happened, but it legitimately sounds that bad. The instrumental score is pretty unremarkable, definitely not as good as the movie. The songs, why are there only 2 short songs? They're both pretty good, actually, but we got robbed of the song they were promising for the whole special. Like, clearly this finale song was supposed to be in the special, and they just ran out of budget, right? It was such a letdown. One thing to note, I enjoyed the song at the start of the special, but this isn't the theme song for the show, right? Like, we'll still get the My Little Pony melody in the actual show, right? I'll throw a fit if we don't. That melody is ingrained in the collective conscience of America. I knew that song before I knew anything else about My Little Pony. It's eternal. It has to be in the series, right? Okay, let's talk about the writing. First, characterization. All the characters were forced to act in weird ways for the plot to work. Hitch ignores his duties and keeps secrets because he's obsessed with this egg. None of the others believe Zip when she certainly has no reason to be lying. G4 was guilty of forcing the characters to act in certain ways for the plot many times, but that's no excuse. It's still bad writing. I do like what they did with Zip's character here. She's grumpy to the point of spite, and she shirks her responsibilities. She honestly gives off anti-hero vibes for me a bit, and I like it. They're also finally giving her character a direction, something to do with her life, so I appreciate that. I also like how they handled Sunny's character here. She came off as really quite bland in Tell Your Tale, but here they bring out some of the more unique traits of her character. She's really genuine, but also consistently misguided. She's like this character who's trying so hard to be perfect, and she gets carried away. I like her. Also, it's a little thing, but I like the makeup they put on her. It looks good, and it kind of establishes that she has some personality to her beyond just, I am the protagonist. You know, like, she's trying to look pretty. I appreciate that. I'm also quite relieved that Posey didn't turn out to be straight evil or despicable. The concerns she brought up were pretty legitimate. Their traditional enemies had magic now, and Sunny decided to use an Earth Pony holiday as an opportunity to shove magic in their faces. Honestly, I am so happy that Earth Ponies finally explicitly have magic. G4 was annoyingly vague about what Earth Ponies could do. G4 also significantly increased the power of Unicorn and Pegasus magic. Since G1 canonically established that Earth Ponies are the strongest and most athletic, the 3 pony breeds were pretty well balanced until G4 came along. I don't know why Lauren Faust and the other G4 writers decided to craft a story about unicorn supremacy, but I'm really grateful that G5 is returning the balance that used to exist. I've already thrown down about the dragon as well. I don't like him. I do need to address the alicorn at the end of the special. I like this idea, actually. G5 has a lot of questions to answer about how the world became the way it is, and if this alicorn has something to do with all of that, I'm all for it. Alicorns are another thing about G4 that I really don't like. compared with other generations. The lore around alicorns was vague and contradictory, and frankly, I just hate the fact that they exist. Just by existing, they are entitled. Like these individuals are somehow more special than other ponies. And in G4, we were supposed to just automatically trust all alicorns because they were rulers and heroes. I resent them for taking control of Equestria and keeping control in their little circle. I am totally stoked to finally have an alicorn villain for once. Another thing I appreciated about this special is that they continued the themes of racism from the movie. You can't solve racism overnight. Like, people have tried, it doesn't work. But one thing that I did not appreciate about this special's plot is that it's actually just a rehash of the movie. We kind of did the same thing a second time. Pluses and minuses there. So what are my overall thoughts? There are things that I like about this special. The characterization for Zip, Sunny, and Posey, the continuation of themes of racism and resentment, and the additions of Earth Pony magic and an alicorn villain. But ultimately, I can't ignore the fact that in almost every important way, it failed. The animation, the voice acting, the music, the characterization, the plot, they all felt forced and rigid. It's just not a good episode. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. So then the question becomes, am I concerned for the future of G5? And the answer is kind of. I could easily find 44 minutes of Friendship is Magic that were worse than this. And it seems like the writers often kind of turn off their brains at premieres and finales. The only one of these problems that has to carry over into the series is the animation. I can't imagine the quality improving drastically over a few months. But the voice acting has been better before, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'm still invested in these characters and this world. I'm not losing hope because both the movie and Tell Your Tale were better than this special. There's still room for recovery. Now, what happens if the whole series is this bad? Well, I will certainly give it at least a season before passing any kind of final judgment. Sometimes it takes a while to get things going, and I'll always give a series several hours of screen time before giving up on it. And honestly, even if season 1 is this bad throughout, I'll probably still watch because ponies. I've slogged through G3.5 for ponies. I can slog through this. But I don't want to slog through it. I want to genuinely enjoy it, like I did the movie and its predecessor series. I'm really hoping at this point that the series is better than this special was. But either way, I'll stick around. Peace out.